Oh my God, Tommy.
Hannah.
Is it 11:11?
Oh my God. No, we were going to do that, but it's actually 11:06.
No, shush. It's 11:11. 11. Oh.
I've ruined it.
11:11 for our 11th episode.
Yes. Amazing.
I can't believe we're in double digits.
Seriously, it feels like yesterday that we finally decided to sit down and actually do this.
Yeah. Proud of us.
Yeah.
How's your week been?
Busy, but I'm starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel. I just sent all of the stuff for the shops for VGT, so that's all out now.
Oh, that is huge.
That means that I'm not showing up to Wave Gothic Treffer and having 2 pop-up shops and no stock, which is the thing I've been having nightmares about for weeks.
I was going to say, I can imagine you literally in the night, very 9 of Swords, head in hand, full of despair, worrying about it. But you're getting there. Are you in the studio today?
I'm in the studio today. Yeah, still plenty to get done, but I'm getting my weekends back, it seems like, which is wild. Because I've been going without weekends for months now, trying to get all this done.
Okay, so first weekend you get off, we're relapsing with a vodka watermelon and going to Ibiza, right?
Yeah. No, you're going to fly over and we're going to go to Wave Gothic Trevor and we'll show up at these meet and greet things and we'll just be completely trolleyed. How's that?
So I'll come for VGT. We'll get absolutely laminated, as you like to say. Bungalowed, gazeboed. And then we'll just be really shady.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just really mean. But yeah, no, I got up today and I treated myself by purchasing the new Lust latex gloves because I went to bed really early last night for the first time in ages because I knew I had a lot to get done today. And I woke up and I saw he'd posted these gloves and I was just like, there's no way that I cannot have these. So they're inspired by these really classic Marc Jacobs boots, which became like a real goth girl classic. With the buckles down the front, right? And they are just...
I've seen them. I was gagged.
Obsessed. Like I had to have them. So I was like, there's no way that I'm not wearing those at VGT. So I ordered those this morning. And then I went makeup shopping because I realised I'm a little low. And it's actually so much harder now because so many of the brands that were my faves are BDS now. So... what I'm actually looking at is a lot of the brands that are not are drugstore brands. So I'm now shopping drugstore for makeup. And actually, it's not that bad.
Wait, hang on, hold up. So drugstore is a brand, not you went to the drugstore.
No.
'Cause when you say like drugstore brand, I'm thinking of the like...
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking
brand.
about. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of the brands that drugstores carry, the smaller, cheaper brands like Catrice, are not on the BDS list. Catrice.
Only Germans could have sat down together and gone, okay, we need a name. We want feminine. We want makeup. We want glamour. We want Catrice.
Cut your crease with Catrice.
If you're listening and your name's Catrice, I think it's a beautiful name. I just don't know, Catrice. Yeah, I thought that there was some cool new makeup brand out called Drugstore.
That would actually be kind of cool. It'd be better than Catrice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, look, we did decide today, obviously, that we wanted to have a light-hearted episode. We wanted to lift the mood a little bit because in the last episode, we really wanted to lift the mood, but it was pretty heavy and kind of felt impossible to do. But we have decided today, listeners, we just need a laugh. We need a little trip down memory lane. We want to reminisce over something that kind of really makes us both smile. And we thought if we shared it with you that it might make you smile too. So today, we've actually decided to talk about my wedding.
I'm so excited about this because I think about that weekend all the time. It was like a selection of our favourite people in a beautiful spot, celebrating you and your love, and it was such a wonderful time. And I know Robbie, we always talk about it as well.
I think Kev and I we talk about it all the time, and we even said this morning, I was like, it really was perfect.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of us and feeling very us. But obviously, I think because it was all very low key and I didn't tell anyone, we didn't tell our parents, we didn't. I think a lot of people were quite surprised when I was like, oh yeah, turned 40, got married.
But I mean, I think that's the way to do it, though. I mean, like, you know, I love a big glamorous wedding moment, but you know, there's just so much to think about. It's so expensive. There's always the worry of like, oh, who haven't I invited? Who's going to be upset? And I think it was perfect.
Yeah. I mean, well, the reason that it kind of came about, other than the fact, you know, I do love my husband. It's still so weird. We've only been married since August. The reason the whole thing kind of came about was because we'd been to Japan together and spent a couple of weeks in Japan, and we just had such a good time, and we just got on together so well. And we'd obviously been living together for a couple of years by this point as well. And we basically just sat there one day, and I realised that I'd booked this house in Margate for a weekend to celebrate my 40th birthday, which meant that you and Robbie were coming. And because we were going to be in Margate, our friends Tara and Say, and our friend Lo, and these people would all be around. And we'd already booked a trip to go to Thailand in February of this year, which we unfortunately couldn't go on. And I think we were just kind of like, well, why don't we just like wrap up getting wed into that weekend that we already have, and we'll just call that holiday a honeymoon and kind of have done with it. It all felt very kind of practical, I suppose. But I did also then go a bit mad. I was not exactly bridezilla, but the amount of hours I spent on Vinted, like trying to thrift stuff and just like trying to get some sort of aesthetic or idea, or like, you know, a wedding's still a wedding.
Yeah, but I mean, I think on the bridezilla scale, I think you were pretty low, just given that there wasn't all of the massive fancy wedding cake and all that. It wasn't like that, which is very you.
Yeah, I did struggle with finding something to wear. I really did, because I went into Belfast City. You've not got a lot of options in Belfast City, lads. And I remember finding like an M&S dress and being like, well, this is all right. I don't love it. But I then tried on a few more other things, went to different shops, just got really, really frustrated just being outsized on the high street and just being like, nothing looks the way I wanted it to. And then, of course, I get it in my head that I want to wear like a very Tilda Swinton-esque tailored trouser suit. And I'm getting married, aren't I? So it needs to be like ivory or white, even though I've never worn ivory or white in my life.
And are the kind of person that would be likely to spill something on it.
Yeah. Let's face it, right? It's not staying that way for very long. But I got it in my head. I was like, I'm going to wear a trouser suit, and like, so we actually went to a tailor who made us a Kev suit. It was absolutely amazing. But unfortunately, I had a real expectation versus reality moment in the fact that when you've got a lot of boobs and butt and legs. That's the second time I've decided to mention that on our podcast. You know about tailoring. You're a fashion designer, right? Things are just going to look, the same item can look completely different on different forms, right?
I mean, I thought that suit looked amazing on you.
I hated it.
I loved it.
I fucking hated it. Like, honestly, we spent all this money and I went to do the fitting or whatever and was like, oh God. I hated it. I hated the fit on the trousers. I hated the wide leg. I hated the waistcoat. I hated the collar. I hated but it was everything that I'd been in there and chosen and been measured for. It wasn't anyone's fault. And in the end, I think I actually managed to find the dress that I tried on the first time. On Vinted, and that was actually the second dress I wore on my wedding day, because there were two. So,
well, you sort of arrived with like 5 different dresses, and then I
needed you.
Yeah, I sat down in the Airbnb and we just went through it and sort of had a play around, didn't we, with like different shoes and, you know, different accessories and stuff. But you looked gorgeous on your wedding day, absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, stop it. I actually, the thing we haven't mentioned, of course, is the fact that I shaved my head yesterday.
Yes, I'm obsessed.
I absolutely love it. But I think I logged into the cult. I was doing a deep dive last night, and it took me a minute, obviously, because everyone, as they were arriving there and seeing it, were like, "Holy shit!" I forget that to other people, something like shaving your head is actually like a really, really big deal.
I think it gives you a very youthful look, like very glowy.
Thanks, babes. Thanks. It's not quite the same colour all over. I'm looking like a bit badgery.
But that's what I like. That's what I like.
Yeah.
The sort of patches of like the lighter grey and like more black. It looks amazing. I love it.
I'm here for it. I wish I'd had this. This is what I was going to say. I wish I'd had this on my wedding day, because obviously the only problem with getting married in August, because your birthday's in August, is that you will also be sweating your tits off.
Yeah, you would have really struggled in the suit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I had a sort of silk dress, cowboy boots, but like just being sweaty and my hair being sweaty and and just whatever makeup I had on just running off my face, and just having to contend with that and not really care. But no, obviously we picked up you and Robbie, didn't we?
Yeah.
We flew in from the north of Ireland and we picked you up from the airport. Stayed in this gorgeous house, and the whole deal with this house was it had like 2 bathtubs, one of which was in the garden, and a sauna. I didn't take a bath or have a sauna the entire fucking weekend.
No, neither did I. Didn't Robbie have a bath?
I think Robbie was in there.
Yeah.
Oh, I think, yeah, Robbie was in there every bloody day. Absolutely made the most of it. But I just remember booking this house and being like, first thing I'm doing is getting in that bathtub in the garden, and I never did it.
It's too hot for out to have a bath or a sauna.
Well, but do you also think it's maybe because I tried to fit too much in?
Yeah, there was quite a lot going on.
Yeah, so we did celebrate. Obviously, we celebrated our wedding, and that day we had like a big lunch and everything together. And then obviously the following day is my 40th birthday, and we all had breakfast together, and then we just like basically there was a lot of peopling.
Was a lot of peopling, lots going on. But it was so wonderful. So on your birthday, let's go through the timetable. So we got up and we went to the Dorby, didn't we? Which is like a real sort of classic full English calf.
The Dolby.
Which is, not far from the seafront. I love that place. Love it.
Yeah, so my favourite thing about the Dolby is obviously that they do one of those eating challenges. They do one of those like belly buster breakfast or whatever, where it's like 10 rashers of bacon, 10 sauce. Don't quote me, I don't know for sure. But they have like a blackboard on the wall of all of the names of the people who've actually managed to do this challenge, and the time. And Pete Doherty is on there.
Hilarious.
Pete Doherty from The Libertines, famous drug addict.
Yeah, I'd love to know how much weed he smoked before.
yeah, like absolutely. There's some hilarious photos, I think, of him doing the breakfast at the Dolby, because I think the Libs have like a recording studio in Margate, or
hasn't he got a hotel there?
Yeah, something. Albion Rooms, something.
My parents stayed there.
Well, Kev, look it up. But yeah, so wedding breakfast / 40th birthday breakfast was this calf where everybody had their cooked breakfast and their mugs of tea, and I got loved on a lot, and it was really, really special. It really was so very us.
It was. That was fab, that bit. And then what did we do? I'm trying to remember the timetable.
Well, then we had a hand fasting.
Yeah, okay, so I think we've...
Because I got married twice.
Yeah, so just in terms of the order, sorry, your birthday was the day after the official wedding, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we basically arrived, then we had a day, and then, it's the Cliftonville Hotel, according to Kent Live, that is the Libs Hotel. Fair enough. Thanks, Kev. Yeah, we arrived and we had a day because it was really hot. We tried to get down on the beach to go fossil hunting, but the tide was right up. There was nowhere to park. Like it all got. And I did my mad M&S run that day. Do you remember?
That was the day we went for that breakfast in on the seafront in that calf that was like in a bus.
Yeah, so we arrived and Kev went up to London for his stag. And then in the morning when he came back, I was like, right, breakfast, beach, M&S.
Yeah, what were you saying? You were like,
Get with
I
the
was
programme.
I was a white woman gone wild in M&S.
I was a white woman getting wedded who'd completely lost her fucking mind in Marks and Spencer. So we went out that morning, just got really hot and bothered. And then I was like, I have to go to M&S and I have to cater, right? I've got to cater.
Yeah.
And I've got people in the house and we're getting married and it's my birthday. So what we need is charcuterie. We need charcuterie, but because there's vegans present, God love ya, I'm also going to need to cut up carrots and have hummus and grapes and, and I bought enough food to feed like 25 people when there was just a handful of us. I went absolutely insane.
Yeah, I can remember getting out of the shower, coming downstairs, and you were just stood there in your underwear cutting all these carrots. I was like, Hannah, people are arriving in like 20 minutes. Can you please go and get ready? And you were like, but there's not enough carrots. There's vegans coming.
Nobody ate any of the carrots.
No.
Nobody ate any carrots.
Nobody
Cared about the carrots. But yeah, anyway, so then that was M&S day where, when you're like, I've got 5 of these, which is five more than anyone is ever going to eat, but surely I might need another one. I went into that mode. Bought loads of stuff, got it back, could barely get it in the fridge. But then that evening, Robbie cooked. Do you remember?
Yeah, he made like a nice sort of spaghetti situation, right?
Yeah, it was like noodles, I think, because Tara and Say and Lo came round for some food. It's like all very laid back. I was on the Aperol Spritz because we had less Aperol, more Spritz for a little bit. But I also really remember the night before, just Kev not being nervous at all.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
He was just so laid back.
Yeah.
The entire, I'll just get married tomorrow. Yeah, no big deal. Like,
well, what do you expect? That he'd just be absolutely shitting himself?
I don't know, it would have been more dramatic, wouldn't it? Like, if I'd been chasing him around the seafront on the evening before. I think it's because he'd been in London the night before and was probably a little worse for wear as well, actually. But and then obviously the next morning is the morning that we did have to get up and go to the registry office because we got married in the registry office in Canterbury because my mum and dad got married in the registry office in Canterbury.
And didn't you luck out with the people that were running it as well? Because it was a gay man, wasn't it? And,
oh my God.
What were their names again?
Well, I remember, what was their name? Lovely, lovely, lovely people in the registry office in Kent. Oh, I can't remember her name, but the registrar that I first contacted, yeah, she was absolutely amazing in terms of getting us sorted, getting married in Kent, even though we lived in the north of Ireland, blah, 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 blah. But we didn't know until the day I had not met Finton. And Finton was the mood, the vibe. I think we'd been out of the car for like a few seconds before I heard Finton's gay gasp. Because as a wedding party, we had obviously you and Robbie and we had Tara and Say and then Kev and I are getting married. And as a wedding party, I mean, come on. Everybody looked fucking amazing as well. Like, what the fuck? For a gay man working in a registry office, I don't know how many queer weddings necessarily go through there or, we had everyone. We had the she's, the theys, the gays. It was fucking perfect. But Finton was just like, I think within 5 minutes, he was like, I've been trying to get arrested for Palestine.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember? He just read the room like perfectly straight out of the gate. He was like, I've been trying to get arrested for Palestine and I'm actually from Ireland. And, and he was just so thrilled, genuinely thrilled to have us there and so thrilled with the looks and everything that his energy, I think, just set the tone, especially because by the time I did walk through with you, he completely lost it. He was like crying.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, he was sobbing. I mean, that was such a wonderful moment though. And I was so happy that I got to give you away.
my God,
I don't like
stop
that
it.
term. It sounds very misogynistic, doesn't it? You know, a man giving you to another man, it's a bit gross. But getting to walk you down the aisle, let's say that, was just a moment that I will never forget.
No, you handing me off to Kev, though, like she's your problem now, actually makes the most sense. I think that makes the most sense. But obviously, yeah, it was super meaningful for me. And I am going to share for our beloved patrons, the people who are helping to really prop up the podcast, I'm going to share our wedding photos. So if you are paid up on Patreon, you will get a sneak peek of the amazing photos that our friend Tara took for us that I don't think my parents have even seen yet.
Oh my God. They were absolutely gorgeous pictures. I've got some of them printed. She did such a good job on those.
Yeah, so we made it into the registry office. We had Flappy Fenton, who was just the mood and the moment. And then I decided that I was going to walk in to Sinead O'Connor.
Oh my God.
Nothing compares, which I think is why Fenton lost it. I just don't think he could handle the Sinead of it all, which is sort of fair enough. But I actually really struggled with the decision of what music that I wanted to walk in with, because I always imagined it would be Nick Cave. But Nick Cave has not even been able to do the bare minimum in terms of any kind of advocacy, let alone activism for Palestine. He's someone who just was like, oh, I'm going to play in Israel. You can't separate. You have to separate art from politics. And I've never, honestly, we've all been hurt. We all at this point have lost things, right? We have all lost things. But, you know, Nick Cave for me was like a...
Yeah, it sucks. It absolutely sucks. But, I mean, I think Sinead was such a good choice. And there really wasn't a dry eye in the room. Robbie is not a big crier. I think that was probably the second time I've seen him cry. And he was like... Was
Robbie crying as well?
Yes! Oh, absolutely.
I can't believe this. Because I don't know why, I was just really swept up in it all, I guess. Like, it just happened. But I remember standing with you and walking through, and then you bonked your head on the door frame.
Yes!
But it's perfect, because you, A, didn't whack yourself hard enough that it, like, really hurt, thankfully. But it also stopped us at a point where Tara took the most incredible photos. Yeah. Because you sort of had to pause halfway through the door, and I was still there kind of waiting to step down, and it was just gorgeous.
Those pictures in the doorway as I'm about to walk you through are so good. And I'm wearing a cowboy shirt, and Hannah's wearing cowboy boots. I mean, it looks like we're about to get married, let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean... there was no way I wasn't getting married cowboy boots, but all I remember is, as I walked through, was everyone was crying. Yeah. I was like... Tara was kind of smiling, and I'll talk about the rings in a minute, but Tara was nervous as well. But I looked at, like, this registrar person is bawling. Say was absolutely losing it already. Obviously, Kevin just looked stunning. So handsome. You
both did. You really did. I mean, that suit on Kev, perfect fit.
God, with the
long hair,
Oh,
gorgeous.
the hair and the beard, and he's just got that amazing laid back energy. He's just so relaxed. And I always say to him, all I remember when I stood there in front of him was just him smiling and how happy he looked. I remember being like, get a grip, you lot. Like, what are you crying about? And then I looked at Kev and kind of went, oh, no, okay, yeah. But yeah, like I said, Tara was also very nervous because Tara made our wedding rings.
Yeah.
Smith & Son wedding rings. And I said I don't want to see them before the ceremony. So the first time that I got to see my ring was when it was handed to us by Tara, who was our ring bearer and witness.
Yeah, they are absolutely perfect. Of course, I'd seen them, and Tara had come to me and been like, "Oh, do you think they're all right?" And I was like, "They're gonna love them."
Yeah, so I got. So Kev said I'm not wearing a wedding ring, and I was like, absolutely understand that he doesn't wear any jewelry, doesn't wear a watch. And I'm gonna say this: if you are worried that your partner doesn't want to wear their ring, that is the thing you need to be concerned about, right?
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Like, when people are like, oh, your husband doesn't wear his wedding ring, does that mean he's like, honey, if you've got that concern, there's nothing to stop him taking it off, right? The idea that because they've got their wedding ring on, it somehow means that it acts as a repellent to other people kind of hitting on them or them having an affair. I don't know, but I've never had any issue with the fact that Kev didn't want to wear a ring because it meant I got to have two. I was like, well, we still need one for the ceremony, and I get to have two. So I basically wear my wedding ring and Kev's wedding ring. And my wedding ring is gold with a topaz in it because he is a Scorpio. And it's his birthstone, but it's also a London topaz because he's from London. And then his ring is silver and it's got a peridot in it, which is my birthstone, and a couple of diamonds because I'm always extra. But yeah, just stunning, obviously, as well to have Tara. We didn't ask Tara to take photos. Tara just took it upon herself to take pictures, and to have your mega gorgeous friends present and celebrating you and loving on you is one thing, but to also have that creativity. You know, to have your rings presented by your mate who made them, who also is handy with a Hasselblad and has taken all these amazing portraits and pictures of your wedding, you know. Yeah, it was magic. It really was.
So we did the wedding ceremony, and then we went for tacos, didn't we? We go for tacos?
Yeah, so basically when Kev and I first visited Margate, we decided to get a bite to eat before we popped off back to the airport. And we ended up going to a pop-up on the harbour arm. And it's like a Mexican kind of pop-up. And they do micheladas and, tacos. And he absolutely loved it. Just couldn't stop talking about it and how good it was. And was trying to, like, mimic the drinks at home. And when I was, like, panicking, because that's what I did all weekend, with like, what do we do after the ceremony? Do we have everyone back at the house? If we have everyone back at the house, do we have to prepare food before we go? Like, what am I going to... And I just thought, fuck it. Look, if I just book a restaurant, we can just go and have a sit-down meal and somebody else make the drinks and keep all the mess and everything. Like, and I discovered that this place on the harbour arm that had the pop-up had a restaurant in Margate, which is why I booked it. And everything was going great at that meal until the guy said... congratulations, here's a bottle of Prosecco for the table. And Kev didn't want any Prosecco. You don't drink. Robbie wasn't drinking in solidarity with you. No, yeah. Well, there you go, right? Like, Robbie doesn't drink, and Tara and Say also were not drinking. So I drank the entire bottle of Prosecco. I was basically just white girl wasted in my cowboy boots, white dress and tiara, because I had a quick outfit change, screaming my head off in Margate at lunchtime. But I would not have had it any other way.
And then from there, we walked down to the seafront, didn't we? And we all got ice cream. And you chucked a coffee over
Kev,
yeah. and then cried, I think.
Yeah, it was really hot. My cowboy boots were rubbing me. It was Saturday, I think, so Margate was just heaving, middle of August, you know. But it was iconic, walking through the old town with my friends in one of my wedding outfits, like I said, my pearl tiara, Vivienne Westwood earrings, absolute serve, and going and getting ice cream and coffee and then gesticulating wildly and chucking it all over my husband's wedding suit, God love him, and then getting down to the seafront and having just eaten an entire Mexican meal, a succulent Mexican meal, the seafood truck was there, and it would have been rude not to. So I started shucking oysters with Tara and eating a prawn mayo sandwich.
Some of my favourite pics are of you by the seafood truck eating those oysters with the tiara. Like, it looks like, I'm trying to think of like one of those sort of iconic sort of seaside photographers. Like, it's such a good picture. Yeah, that one.
I've got it as the cover on my phone. But as I said, if you are a paid up Patreon member, I'm going to be putting a really nice selection of the photos from this whole weekend in the Patreon, so you can have a little look, and you will get to see me sat, in my tiara and my cowboy boots on the pier, yamming a prawn mayo sandwich.
I mean, look, we've not been pushing sign-ups to the Patreon, but if there was ever a reason to sign up to our podcast Patreon, it would be to see those pics.
And I think I then went sort of scuttling off. You're obviously obsessed with the tidal pool in Margate. I think you went for a swim that afternoon.
Yeah, so the tidal pool in Margate is my favourite place in England. It's I've got a sort of spiritual connection to it somehow. There's a picture of it that actually I think you bought me a postcard, which is like a painting of it, and it's on my altar because it's a place. I have sort of complicated relationship with England, having grown up there. Love parts of it, and there's parts of it I'd rather forget. But the tidal pool for me is just such a wonderful place, and our friend Say has done all this sort of research about sort of queer bodies and the tidal pool and all this, and it just means a lot to me. So being near that is just like in and of itself a wonderful thing. So yeah, I think I went and had a swim in the tidal pool. So yeah, a tidal pool, for anyone who doesn't know, it's like these structures that were built in Victorian times where they build like a pool structure. So when the tide comes in, it fills with water so you can swim in it and not have to be dealing with the tide of the sea. And I just, it's the best thing for me about Margate. And there's a little sort of pop-up sauna next to it as well that you can jump into when you get out of the tidal pool. And Margate itself is just sort of full of queer creatives that have got sick of London, really, isn't it? And it's just full of people like that.
Yeah, I've got a postcard here that says too young for Facebook, too old for TikTok, come to Margate. I've just remembered that our group chat for the weekend was called what, Tommy? After something said to you?
Oh my God.
Something somebody said to you?
Oh my God. Yeah, it was called Get In You Tart, because there was this man in the tidal pool, and I was just like, me and Say were getting in, and I was just like dipping a toe in, and it was really cold, and it was taking ages for me to get in, and this man just went, "Get in, you tart!" And that was all. We were just saying it the whole weekend.
Oh, get in, you tart. Definitely an episode title there.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I went that afternoon after I was officially wedded. I went off a bit tipsy from my bottle of Prosecco and my prawn mayo on the pier to find Trika.
Yes.
Because a huge component of this weekend is that Trika, who is an absolutely amazing, multifaceted witch, and her amazing partner, Adam, who is also just very, very talented and cool. It's Margate. Yeah, they're there. And Tree's just someone who's been really inspirational to me. And I really wanted to do some magical workings around this weekend, like I was turning 40, which felt like this huge milestone for me. I still can't quite believe it. I was getting married. Nobody saw that one coming, right? Like, wild. Except Letitia Cartomancy, actually. Letitia Cartomancy did see that one coming, but that is a story for another time. But yeah, I getting married in the registry office. My parents got married in the city I was born in as well, Canterbury. It was, it just felt really intense and just that high summer energy for a Leo. So I really wanted to do some magical working with Tree. And a lot of the work that I was doing was around obviously closing out these cycles, but also about home and establishing home. And I did this amazing ritual and this cleansing with Tree, where we also then worked on this intention of putting down roots and being able to establish a home with Kevin, somewhere that kind of was a fit for this new phase or this new cycle. And we put a spell jar together, and I was like, lovely, yeah, this is lovely. If you remember, how many weeks was it before I took that spell jar back to Belfast, before we had the rug completely pulled out from under us and I ended up moving over the border into the Republic, into this amazing cottage in the boglands that is really the kind of healing, restorative place I need to be right now. And that spell jar is still up on the mantle in that kitchen. And every time I look at it, I think of Tree and I'm like, you witch.
Do you remember also, after you'd had that session, you had a really intense dream about Tree where she was a snake?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, it was wild. I think it's because I was we'd either done the ritual or preparing for the ritual, but we'd already established this connection, because I think she did a reading for me over Zoom, like, before I went over. And I don't really dream, and if I do, I find it really difficult to recall what I was dreaming about. But Tree is really into lucid dreaming, has written books about it, and I kept getting these, like, visions or images of this huge purple snake that I was aware was winding itself kind of through my subconscious. And I was like, but it wasn't alarming to me because I knew it was Tree.
Crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
Just the kind of spooky that kind of makes your skin tingle, which is obviously what I absolutely love. But yeah, it was really, really powerful. It was just powerful to see their home. It was powerful to have this ritual work kind of performed and to craft a spell at what was such a potent kind of pivotal time. And then obviously Tree also performed a hand fasting ceremony for us,
which was incredible.
It was so weird.
Yeah, so she made you sort of set up an altar as part of your homework, didn't she? So you had to make the cord that bound your hands together.
Yeah, basically we had a meeting where she was like, this is the stuff that I would suggest that you do. And one of them was getting together these items for an altar that were significant to us. And we had photos of our parents and artwork from your mum. Who did the lovers card for us. And I had my kefir. I had coffee beans because Kev and I met in a cafe, a particular cafe, and we actually went in there and got some coffee beans from them to put. It was just really nice. But yeah, the other thing we needed obviously was something to actually perform the hand fasting, tying, sort of binding aspect with, and so I wove these like silver and gold bits of curtain tie cord, got it on eBay. I don't know,
it looks great though.
Yeah. My sunflowers were from Tesco, so it was all very budget. It was all very it'll be all right on the night DIY kind of energy, but that's very us. But yeah, I'd never been to a hand fasting. I'd never seen it before. Like, I know that Tara and Say included one as part of their wedding, which Tree did, which is why I was really interested in it. And obviously I don't really believe in formal wedding certificate registering with the council. Kind of, it didn't feel as meaningful to me as something more spiritual. So in the garden, weren't we?
Yeah, it was so lovely and intimate, just out there in the garden. We'd set up all the tables. Lovely day. Lots of picky bits inside as well.
Yeah, we weren't short of picky bits.
No, we weren't. I mean, as you said, you got sort of like 6 meat plates or something, and I think there were like 2 people that ate meat there.
Yeah, it was absolutely classic. The ratios were all wrong. I also managed to forget a vegan cake. There was all of the vegans. I love all of you to bits, and I'm always like, oh, but what about the vegans? And the one thing I forgot, I bought this like giant birthday cake, like a huge birthday cake covered in frosting and buttercream, and again, I think only 2 people. I know I ate most of it, so
it was cute though. The cake was like in the trans pride colours, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that's why I bought it. When I went mad in M&S, I found this cake that was very, very trans pride coded. So I thought, fucking perfect, we'll have that. But babe, it wasn't the only thing I forgot, was it?
It wasn't. No, you did. Because I do you remember? I was like, Hannah, you're gonna need to find sort of like 20 minutes to write your vows, and you just like chopping up carrots. We're like, shut up, Tommy! I'll get to it. Like, all right.
Yeah, that wasn't the only reminder either. So when we met Tree, and Tree was like, lovely altar, something to tie you together with. We're going to be smoking mugwort and all this kind. I was like, okay, but also there will be opportunity for you to obviously say your own vows. And I was like, brilliant. This is the bit that I am all about, because I can't be doing with the old registry office kind of it all. Just a formality. And I was like, this is going to be amazing. Like, this is me. I can't wait to like perform my vows. There's not going to be a dry eye in the house. And I think like a few weeks before, because I'd said to you, I'd love it if you'd say something, right? You said some words for us, and I'd asked you about it and talked to you about it, and then you were like, and have you and I was like, yeah, I'll write my vows. Yeah.
The thing is, I know what you would have been thinking, because you're a person that likes to do things sort of on the day.
Yeah.
Like your deep dives. You can only really do it if you do it on the day. It's the way that you work. It's quite a lot like me. But I think I wanted to remind you, because I knew that it was going to be quite intense. There was going to be lots of people. There was like quite a busy program, and you were actually going to have to set time aside to do it.
Yeah, who flies without having done that though? Do you know what I mean? I didn't have that long. It's not like we it was a pretty quick thing. We were like, fuck it, let's get married. We have this thing in August, let's do it then. But I think for me, it's like my deep dives. I spend a lot of time percolating, like researching, kind of like being, and I'd done it with these vows. I was like, I really want to talk about this. Maybe I don't want to mention that. Is it going to be this length? Is it going to be, am I going to read from something? I'd been living in it for so long that I assumed there was absolutely no way that I wouldn't do it. And then, because I'd spent so long preparing the endless charcuterie and chopping the carrots, I was stood there in my dress that was not ironed or anything, just like pulled it out of the suitcase. I wasn't wearing any shoes. I was just barefoot, which I don't know what my fucking hair was doing. I didn't put any makeup on. I was just like, honestly, this now. Just because, again, we'd just been so busy and we tried to fit so much in. I had tried to fit so much into one weekend. So I was like, okay, we're going to do this hand fasting. Like, this is important. This is ritual magic. Like, And I remember Tree was stood there. I was stood next to Kevin. We were ready to kind of move into the garden and do the thing. And it just slowly dawned on me. And I started to feel very hot. And I looked at Kev and I was like, Kev is not a man of many words, right? The whole reason we really, we did things the way we did, I'm a Leo. I love being the center of attention. I would have loved, I could have had a huge wedding, but Kev was like, no way on God's green earth. Like, do I want to get married, especially if it involves people looking at me or having to be the center of attention? So I really, he really gave a lot of ground in agreeing to do this kind of hand fasting in the first place. But I was like, yeah, but how into it is he really? And what's he really going to have written? Like, I'll just wing it. It will be fine. Like, so I was sort of like trying to take it all in with this like doom realization of the fact I haven't written any vows for my own hand fasting. And then when Tree was like, okay, we're going to do your vows, Kev went first.
Yeah. It was really fucking good as well, wasn't it?
So good. So good. Like, literally, like, took it, knocked it all the way out of the park. I have never seen or heard a person say such heartfelt, beautiful, well-crafted, thoughtful vows. But the problem was, I was like, I'm going to be able to wing it. All ability to wing it completely gone, because I was so genuinely moved in the moment by my husband saying these vows to me during our hand fasting in front of all our friends in this garden. But that was precisely the wrong moment for me to lose my ability just to kind of do it on the fly, because I think the only thing worse than no vows is shit vows.
No, it was great.
No.
I understand in your head perhaps it wasn't, but your 10% is quite a lot of people's 80%.
But can you even remember what I said? Because I can't. I think I was just like, happy to be here. Thanks for coming, everyone. Love you, Kev. It was bad. It was bad. And then the hand fasting thing fell off, and I got a bit carried away on the mugwort pipe, and like it was a lot. It was a lot.
But that's the thing. Yeah, but the whole thing with the hand fasting is it really is like chosen family. It's not an official wedding. You've not got to show up and be anyone but yourself. And it was wonderful. It was such a lovely day.
No, it was gorgeous, and obviously for me, standing up there, and I'm looking at Tree, who'd given me a selection of outfits I could choose from for her to wear, different styles of priestess. Do you remember?
Oh my god, yeah. And I was like, please, can you do the 70s like high priestess black velvet?
Unreal.
And it was so good.
Yeah, and obviously I'm stood there, I'm kind of tired, I guess, like it's been a lot, I'm married now and I'm 40 and I'm in this garden, it's maybe starting to rain, but we've got Low Barnes looking cool as hell in a fringed leather jacket, you're there, it was just, it was really lovely to just stand there and watch Tree do her thing, and make that magic for us. So I've got amazing memories, and it's one of those things where the things that even if it was a bit of a fuck up or a fail, I can only smile about it now.
Yeah, obviously I loved getting to say a little speech at the end as well.
You did.
I spent quite a long time on that because I really wanted it to be funny, but I also didn't want to say loads of things that would really embarrass you. Mm-hmm. So I'd sort of coded it in a way where I listed off some of our memories without going into depth, so you would know what I was talking about.
I knew, yeah.
But I wasn't necessarily saying the most embarrassing things that we'd ever done together, in front of a group of people.
I was honestly screaming in the fact it was so funny, but also crying because it was really moving. You absolutely nailed it. And again, I've got an amazing photo that Tara took of you standing there, kind of giving your speech as well, which again, we'll pop it into the Patreon as a little treat. For people to have a look at the absolute madness that was that weekend in Margate, the weekend I turned 40 and got fucking married.
Yeah, crazy. Such a good weekend. So then what did we do after that then?
Had a big sleep, I think.
Yeah, I think everyone was knackered by that point.
I think we left on the Monday. I think it was pretty much time to go home, wasn't it? We didn't hang around. We were just kind of there for the weekend. Oh, and we did a live. Oh my god, we did a live sale.
Oh my god, yeah. So the next day that would have been, we did a live sale for Smith and Son.
So landed, M&S, lunch, wedding, food, ritual, wedding breakfast, hand fasting, live sale. Why am I like this?
Yeah, no, the live sale was quite successful. I think we made about $3,000, didn't we? Just
doing
goth QVC.
Yeah. I think it was obviously. I think Tara and Saya were setting up the Stella and the shop there and the queer library. Obviously, the Margate Queer Library is a project that we both really support. And it's because it's in the basement there, and we love Say. And I think it was just because they'd had so much initial cost going out, it was just to kind of recoup and sell some of the pieces that Tara was hoarding. So yeah, it's been not unusual for us to go and do goth QVC. I love that.
It's just really hard because you sit there sort of picking out all this jewelry, trying it on, showing people, and you could easily just buy all of it. I could have spent $5,000 that day. There was just so many treasures. If we weren't in the middle of trying to buy a house, I definitely probably would have done.
Yeah, I'm really lucky to have a few very, very nice pieces from Tara now, including my wedding rings, obviously. So I try because if I'm on Tara's Instagram and I'm seeing those pieces, I am going to buy them and it's a problem. So I reshare them to my stories in a hope that someone will buy them. So I'm not able to. Sometimes I'm relieved when Tara posts a piece because I'm looking at it and I'm reading all about it and I'm like, oh my God, this sounds absolutely amazing. And then it will have sold on the bottom. It's already gone. It's sold already. And I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, I actually recently had her make me a custom ring. Oh, it's my fave.
It's unbelievable.
Fave.
Yeah. So if you're looking for jewelry, talismanic, especially, if you're looking for custom pieces, if you're looking for ritual items, because I know that Tara actually has made a lot of tree ceremonial ritual magic items as well, so maybe you might be in the market for something like that. We'll put a link in the show notes. Have you noticed that we go really hard for our friends?
Yeah, well, I'm just obsessed with our friends, and they all make and do such cool things. So yeah, we'll scream about it at any chance I get.
It's a bit ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's that meme that goes around where it's like, oh, the world might be on fire, but all of the people I love are making beautiful things. Or, I feel like that quite often. And even when we got on today, you were like, oh my God, these gloves that Jessamy has just made. And like, I just feel like there's a real friends of the pod
Yeah.
kind of vibe happening where when we talk, we do take a lot of opportunity to be like,
yeah. I actually had an idea for another episode, by the way.
oh,
Obviously, you know that I am going to soon be launching a product with Blackwood Castle.
I do.
And there's quite a big story as to how that happened and sort of what's involved. And I was thinking maybe when it launches, we could have a conversation about it.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that. I have to be quiet now because I've seen it and I don't want to say too much about it. It's like I also know about the more secretive element of what's happening at VGT.
Yes.
And I'm not allowed to talk about that either at
Very
the moment.
soon. It's all coming out very soon, thank God. Because I've been really struggling to keep all of this to myself, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm a nightmare. You can't ever tell me anything usually. I'm not amazing with secrets, just especially if I get excited. So I've done well to keep this one in. Look, I wanted to say in terms of obviously getting married. I never ever thought I'd get married for the same reasons as you kind of alluded to, talking about the whole being given away and like. I struggled a bit with the kind of pick me energy of watching too much Sex in the City at an impressionable age, I think.
Yeah.
Because we belong to that generation of like, oh my God, look at these really amazing, liberated, career-driven women in New York who literally just talk about men and dating and trying to find a husband while drinking cocktails. And that was what was held up as, well, you pick one of these archetypes, essentially, but it was all about the getting to wear the Vivienne Westwood dress.
They're all horrendous people.
Yeah.
They're all, honestly, I never got it. I never fucking got it. I mean, not even to mention that horrifically transphobic episode.
Yes, yeah.
But just the whole thing. I couldn't get invested in any of them. I think they're all horrendous.
I think I even got like a Candice Bushnell book free on the front of a magazine or something when I was a teenager. Like, got introduced to the character of Carrie Bradshaw, but I just remember, and I often think of hindsight, the fact that we were like, oh wow, these New York women, and I was like, they just talk about men. Everything centers men. It's absolutely kind of mad to me. So I had a bit of that kind of like, well, if I got married, what would it be like? But I always really struggled to visualize it. I just could never ever imagine the church puffy white dress, pews full of people of it all. Like, I was like, in what world is that ever gonna happen? And then obviously the thought of being married and to a man. Right, I'd gotten to a point, as you know, where I was like, honestly, I think I'm at a place in my life now. I love my independence. If somebody else left their socks on the bathroom floor, I'd probably stab them to death.
Yeah.
I never ever, it's so cliche, but when people say like, oh, you'll know when it happens, or you just haven't met the right one yet.
Yeah, gross.
Yeah, but I'm kind of can't really argue with that from personal experience now either. Like, when I met Kev for a coffee after we connected on Bumble, like I literally, for the first time in my life, I think, was moving with zero expectation. Was really just more interested in connecting with someone, having a coffee and a conversation, and I never ever ever imagined that we would end up living together, let alone married. So for anyone else listening,
I'm so happy that you are.
Oh babe, thank you. I think both of us are a lot happier, especially not being in the same city together, that we're as happily partnered.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I don't have to worry as much. Like, if I feel like you're having a difficult time, I feel very, very relieved that you've got Kev there.
Yeah, he takes amazingly good care of me, as I know Robbie does with you as well.
Absolutely.
Robbie, and honestly, unsung hero of the weekend, in fact, I think, is Robbie. Because Robbie is also someone who's got just a very calm and consistent energy. And he's also direct and firm in a way that where he's like, no, stop it. Stop cutting the carrots, Hannah. In a way that I really need. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, and he just, his lovely energy and smile and just presence was such a blessing. Kev and I talk about it a lot.
Well, he did the music as well, didn't he?
Yes. Yeah. Because we might have had Sinead O'Connor to walk into, but then we also had Skepta as we finished the ceremony, which was a bit more representative of Kev.
Yeah, hilarious.
And Kev's background. But yeah, so if you're like, when is it my turn? If that is what you in fact want, you really, really never know. And don't forget that you are whole and everything you need. As you are, and for me it's only coming into that and really embracing that and accepting that put me in a position where I could even kind of begin dating someone in a healthy way anyway, because we did a lot of unhealthy dating, you and I, didn't we?
Definitely.
Yeah, a lot of chaos.
A lot of chaos. Yeah,
a lot of drama, a lot of like EastEnders style screaming in the street was my,
bubblies in the fridge. Yeah,
bubblies in the fridge.
Do you not remember that in EastEnders?
No.
Oh my God, there's this iconic scene in EastEnders that the gays were obsessed with. And it's like, I can't remember her name. It wasn't Sharon, it was another one with like bleached blonde hair. And she'd gotten home and her husband had been cheating on her. And there was like a little note left out, like bubblies in the fridge, as in like the bubblies in the fridge, like go and get a glass of bubbly. They'd left for the other woman. And she goes, bubblies in the fridge.
Bubblies in the fridge.
Bubblies in the fridge.
Bubblies in the fridge.
And then she like starts ripping the curtains down and screaming, bubblies in the fridge, you liar! Bubblies in the fridge, you liar!
I know it. Now that you said it, I know exactly. So, if for those of you who are listening who are like, what is an EastEnders? East End of London. It's a soap opera. It's a very, very long-running British institution. We've had some iconic matriarchal characters, right? Yeah. Pat Butcher, Peggy Mitchell.
And just like some of the best one-liners. I mean, you ain't my mother. Yes! What else we got? I didn't become a little bit of a slag. I became a total slag. me and my friends in London used to go. We used to be getting dressed up for Slime. I'd be going, I didn't become a little bit of a goth. I became a total goth.
I'm of the EastEnders era of when a character called Saskia got hit in the head with an ashtray by Martin Kemp. Martin Kemp from the famous 80s band Spandau Ballet.
Spandau Ballet. Yeah.
Because everybody either was famous and ends up in EastEnders, or you start in EastEnders and from there get famous. But he'd been on the kind of heartthrob in the 80s, Spandau Ballet, pop music, and then he landed as this kind of weird guy running a nightclub who accidentally killed someone. Saskia, no!
Huge tangent here, but I mean, Spandau Ballet was actually the band in London that really sort of defined the new romantics movement.
Yeah.
You know, like that actually really can't be underestimated, because that sort of sparked a lot of what was going on in goth culture later on in London as well. I mean, Spandau Ballet were massive.
I broke my leg dancing to Spandau Ballet over enthusiastically in a club. Yeah. My entire knee joint slid out of place. You're indestructible. Not me. Not me.
You're indestructible.
Sneaks. Exactly that. You're indestructible. Flying leap through the air. Landed on my knee slid out of place, fractured my leg. I was laying on the floor. And then the really funny thing is, wasn't really that funny, but they called an ambulance. And I'm at this club, Lennon's in Southampton. This is the day where you used to be able to get like an 80p whiskey and coke, right? It would make you blind, but everyone was having a good time. And I remember them sending an ambulance, but it wasn't a full-sized ambulance. It was one guy with like a vest on and a car. And I'm like in absolute agony. I've done my knee, and but he decides that he can get me in this car injured by like sitting me across the back seat. Only then the door wouldn't close. And he wanted me to ride to Southampton General Hospital, sat in the back of the car while also somehow trying to hold the door. Yeah, and it wasn't a good night. I got admitted to A&E. I had no cash. It was an 80s night, obviously, so I'd gone out in very, very skinny jeans without anything useful. I don't think I had my phone or anything. And because they had to put my leg in a full cast, they cut these skinny jeans I had on. So they were effectively like tiny denim hot pants. And obviously I'm in the 80s gear with all the fishnet and the back-combed hair and like bracelets everywhere. Yeah. And so when you think it can't possibly get any worse, they released me from hospital in the morning with a full leg cast on. Because when they did the X-ray, they couldn't see the extent, blah, blah, blah. So they were like, better safe than sorry. We're going to put you in a full fucking leg cast. I've never even been in a cast before. Not a full leg cast. I've never used crutches before. So I'm there trying to exit the hospital and I realise I really need a piss. Really, really need to pee, but no one has shown me the dance of peeing with crutches and a full leg cast. So I went in the bathroom, but despite my best efforts, just pissed all over my tiny denim short shorts. If you could imagine me getting like kicked out of the hospital that morning in pissy denim hot pants, fishnet arm sleeves, with my leg in a cast, and then I had the exact same problem. I tried to find a taxi to get me home, but the only way to get me home was to sit me across the back seat. But because I'm so tall, the guy then couldn't get the door closed on my massive leg cast and was just slamming the door onto my foot. Honestly, one of the worst mornings of my entire life. Absolutely terrible. So yeah, Spandau Ballet.
Yeah, it's one of those tangents. Last week we had Mr. Blobby. We went on a big Mr. Blobby tangent, didn't we?
I'm not really mad about that. I needed that, which is why today we thought we'd just have a blether, which is a word I picked up from that Glasgow witch. There's a bit of Scottish vernacular there for you. A blether. Just to blather on, a bit of a blether. I thought we should just have a chat and talk about something nice, like Margate that summer. And it wasn't like things weren't terrible then. I mean, Tree gave me a bit of a wall from the West Bank in Palestine.
That was so beautiful when she gave you that gift. Really special.
Yeah. I mean,
because she's obviously done a lot of activism there. She's been over there, hasn't she?
Yeah, Tree has been involved with Palestinian activism and advocacy and liberation for fucking years. Someone who was far more aware than most in terms of the plight of the Palestinian people far before October 7th and this latest genocide by Israel. They've been at it for fucking decades. And Tree's there, and Tree is, and I'm sure she wouldn't mind me sharing this, is in contact with the family there that she has stayed with and does a lot of fundraising to make sure that they are as cared for and as protected as obviously she can allow for. And obviously Tree also one of the people who fell foul of the whole Watkins scandal as well.
Yeah, the people involved in that. I mean, Kellyanne Maddox as well, obviously having, launched a book with them and then having to boycott her own book. I mean, talk about standing on business.
Exactly. In terms of going hard for our friends, let's talk about Kellyanne Maddox being probably one of the best, the most relevant, the most vital and unfuckable with voices and presence kind of in the witch space right now. I am only ever endlessly impressed with Kellyanne Maddox. It's remarkable. It's like she's great with content, her YouTube, her Instagram and everything, but then her actual offerings. I've done spiritual counseling with Kellyanne, so have you, right? And then I watched her do a talk on shadow work at the Samhain Society get together in Margate end of last year. It was a big festival. Honestly, I was blown away. Just so intelligent and well-read and articulate and just like razor sharp.
I've done spiritual counselling with Kellyanne. I mean, for me, I think as I sort of started to become somebody that was more aware of, Palestine and being more and more sort of invested in doing some kind of activism. As I became that person, I felt like I needed some sort of kind of support in that. And being able to talk to Kellyanne was absolutely incredible for me. Also, just sometimes being able to say, like, I'm disappointed in some of in a lot of people, and being able to have those conversations with somebody that really got it was amazing for me.
Yeah, she's absolutely remarkable. Also an incredible tarot reader, working on a book about tarot at the moment, I think, which we wait with bated breath. Yeah, but Kellyanne and Tree, people who had published work with Watkins, who were a super well-respected publisher, especially in the kind of woo sphere, for want of a better word, in the kind of spiritual, the witch space. And then obviously it came out that the guy who actually owns them also owns other things, and he's actively investing money in Israeli tech. And so we saw a bunch of witches calling for boycotts of their own books and their own products, their own decks, which is just, it's so sad to see. But also, as you said, talk about standing on business. We love to see it. Remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, seeing them all picketing outside Watkins Books in London with, you know, witch hats and signs saying witches against genocide. I mean, come on. That's the witch work.
Everything. So, dear listener, that is the story of our the weird and wonderful birthday wedding weekend that we had last year, in a hope, you know, as we said, just to kind of give you something to hopefully smile about, a little love, and if you've been listening just to feel a little less alone today, that is absolutely why we are here. We have been getting continued amazing feedback and comments on the Patreon, on the YouTube. It does really help us if you can click like and subscribe on YouTube. If you can be signed up on the Patreon, it is completely free to make sure you hear when we are dropping new episodes. But obviously, if you can chuck us a few quid for a cup of coffee, it turns out a weekly podcast is actually quite a lot of work.
It is, yeah. And also, as we said, if you do sign up this week, you will have access to Hannah's wedding pictures.
Yes, kind of special. That's pretty special.
Fab, yeah.
Also, as we rocket now towards season 2, really want to invite guests. I absolutely believe in kind of really paying people for their time. So what we'd love to do is have enough money in the Patreon pot at some point in the future to be able to say to people, hey, we'd love to invite you, but also we'd love to be able to pay you or donate money to a cause that you support. Or so there we go. So a massive 0111, Tommy. We did it. 011111. Episode 11.
Yeah.
Hey! Shout out to REM for being our latest supporter on the Patreon. Is there anything else we've got to tell them?
I can't think of anything.
No. Well, in that case then. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye!